So it is around the evening on Shay the 8th. You all expect the aurora to kind of give way into proper night. You are a waxing moon approaching a full moon here. And you've got what I think you guys woke up at 4 ish that day. So you've been up for a couple of hours hanging out in Good Mead before you basically start your day here. So, what have you three in mind for Good Mead prior to leaving? You're prepared to leave Good Mead. You've got about a 4 hour walk ahead of you to the south southwest. Pretty much just have to follow the Lake of the Red Waters.
I think before we go, we would just like let them know that we're planning on coming back in the next couple days, and that we hope to be back before the election.
Good idea. Is it snowing?
It's always snowing.
And was there something else that we were supposed to do or in the process of doing right before we left? For some reason, I feel like we're forgetting something.
I don't think in particular I had anything like noted that you all were planning on doing.
Yeah, okay, no worries. I don't see anything either.
So, if everybody is ready and prepared to leave, you can start to head off towards Dougan's Hole and start to make that march. Got about 4 hours ahead of you, about 6 miles to cover. I actually looked it up, which is approximately 8 kilometers for the more proper people in the world. They actually use even math. If you are all set and ready to go, can I get a survival from? I think it's going to be Kansas.
Hang on, nothing seems to have happened. All right, I'm having trouble with that. I've got a +4, and I'll just roll regular d20.
That's good
Oh,
for you know.
there we go. Now they showed up. Okay.
Haha, you give up and it's ready. That bodes really, really poorly if it's about to have like a minute of lag on every roll. So yeah, you all can head off out of Goodmead as you start to make your way towards Dugan's Hole. Good portion of this initial part of the walk. There's nice solid breaks in the snow. You get a pretty good sense of the direction where you're going, and you see small signs of the village off in the distance. Though I think at this point it's little more than kind of like a off marking in the snow way off in the distance for you. But you have a pretty good sense that you can follow the edge of the Red Waters and basically following the ice line and what is kind of like the berm of snow that kind of picks up there as wind is wont to kind of come westward over the Red Waters. But you progress forward and you can take another survival force. Or actually, I can just take those rolls, but if you'd like, you can roll another survival.
That was faster.
That bodes better. So yeah, this next hour is going to go quite well. Same kind of situation where there's plenty of breaks in the actual wind coverage. You all are starting to lose all kind of like the traditional senses of light, and you are kind of just moving along the actual moonlight and assuming that Ezekiel is using his light cantrip, the more used light from his spear, or if you guys would go for another method, lighting something else. And whenever you are ready, you can do another test.
Certainly doing a lot better with these survival checks than I do.
Yeah, well, if we ignore all the ones that I didn't do well in. Doing great now. I like the snow. I'm dancing along in it. It's beautiful. Look, all the little white flakes. You can kind of see the different snowflakes. Did you know all the different snowflakes are different? They're really beautiful when you can see the light shining through them, even though here there's really not that much light ever.
And Kansas just fell through the ice. Nope, progressing forward, you've probably covered about half the distance on your way to Dougan's Hole. And you can do another set as you all have a solid sense ahead of you of the way. You've covered most of that initial kind of southwestern, and you're now moving towards kind of like a west-southwest.
Did you want another check?
Yes, please.
I am doing really well with this. I'm going to keep singing and skipping. I don't know if you can skip in the snow, but I'm going to try.
Technically, you have snowshoes on, so it would be pretty funny to see you trying to skip, because I don't think it would bode well. Moving along, you are keeping a good track, doing a pretty good job feeling out the rather unused trail of this path between these two locations. Gives you a pretty good clue that these peoples don't get along well together, and at times you're picking up signs of wolf prints that are probably almost twice the size of your hand.
I've
And
got really tiny hands, so I'm guessing that's not a gigantic wolf.
so when you are ready, you can roll another survival.
More singing
Pushing
and skipping.
pushing on into the outskirts of Dugan's Hole. You all are pretty well at this point in view of the town. Most of this hour going by with little bits of the snow blocking off your view of the town itself. But other than that, you are progressing forward, and at this point, feel pretty confident that all but the worst of blizzards couldn't keep you away from Dugan's Hole. One more survival check. Double ones is code for the worst of blizzards. Time kind of pushes on a little bit further on this one. The snow itself kind of picks up with the winds, and it's a little bit more difficult as you are getting into town, but you feel relatively certain that you have found Dugan's Hole in pretty good time, and you are reaching the outskirts of the town. At present, you can see a little bit of signs of some of the hearths in these houses burning wood for the night to keep warm. But overall, in the darkness, it's pretty difficult to kind of get a good understanding of the town itself. But entering from Good Mead, you have probably approximately 30 or so buildings to the southwest of you. They've got one large dock, a central building that's kind of built up along, or two docks rather, a central building that's kind of built up along that, and the dock itself kind of leads in towards another large central building in the center of town. Pretty easy to guess one of these are going to be a predominant town location, and the other one is likely to be the speaker's house. But again, you guys do not have the information currently that is on this map. What would you like to do as you enter Dougan's Hole? Probably around like 20 to 40 degrees in the zenith of the, or 20 to 40 degrees away from the zenith of the moon for tonight.
Guess we should look for somewhere to stay straight away.
Yes, I must agree. We can secure a place to stay and perhaps some information. Seems as if we are picking up a trend. We should head towards the docks, and I suspect we will find what we need.
All right.
Assuming there's no like specific signage, like just guessing and going by what's happened every other town, I'm guessing like that big long building in the middle is probably where we're gonna go check out.
Yeah, again, I see really no reason that most of these towns would have any signage at all. Most of them are definitely survival locations more than they are places of commerce. Approaching that building, you would find a lot of signs of um, some level, like this is kind of like a fishing village. That building in particular would probably have like a lot of things like rope and kind of anchorage type stuff built up on the outside of it. Um, I imagine since they put in that kind of like boardwalk, that they put some effort into trying to keep the boardwalk cleared of snow. But most of these other houses would be pretty well covered in snow up to and around like the roofs kind of situation. Um, Pretty typical situation where you guys are not really spotting anything with windows. Everything very much seems to be trying to shut off the weather. And in particular, I think you would start to pick up as you approach that location that all of their boats are frozen into the actual ice around the docks, and then that it has that large hill off to the southwest of town that kind of rises about 150 feet above the town itself.
So assuming before like Oral's Curse, this was already like, you know, an Alaska type town or whatever, or at least like kind of chilly. Do we know roughly how long ago like the curse started or whatever? Is this like 10 years, 100 years, 1,000 years?
The actual curse of the everlasting night is about 2.5 years. Other than that, yes, it was very much like Alaska, where it's the type of thing where they had like a few weeks of summer, and it was the kind of thing where most of the time these lakes would certainly be frozen over, but that the summer would do a lot to actually thaw it back. So it was the type of thing where like they could fight the ice. A lot of like the ice taking over these docks is the people giving up because there's never the thaw like working on their side.
I got you. I got you. And on the way, like walking there, is it like so cold that you couldn't speak, or could we like communicate along the way?
I mean, the average temperature in a daytime for Icewind Dale is like negative 40 degrees. That's like where Fahrenheit and Celsius reconverge. I'm pretty sure negative 50 degrees is where you can expel bodily fluids and they freeze before they hit the ground.
Right, right. I got you. Okay.
When I try to describe people as like bundled up in like their Eskimo clothing and like very much like a Kenny situation of where you're like staring out of the hole in front of your face, like that's me trying to say like everybody looks the same because everybody is trying to survive the cold killing you just for stepping outside. So if you all eventually make your way towards that larger building, you can certainly see signs once you're close up to it that there is indeed like at least a hearth burning. You see a little bit of smoke rising from a um, essentially a chimney towards the center of the building itself.
I believe this is our first stop, perhaps our final destination. I'll like go up to the door or whatever and open it up.
As you open the door, you will see inside there's like a faint light within. It's pretty dark inside. You're going to hear a few kind of like gasps from around. And roll a perception check for me. Let me have both of you. If Josh is back, let me have Faint roll a perception as well.
It's indoors. I can't tell anything.
So, assuming Faint's still away, Ezekiel, as you step inside, you're going to hear just one kind of quiet voice among like the different like gasps. Um, Soja, then, and then somebody's going to start to move, and you'll see like a light spark into a little lantern. And after a few moments, they're going to kind of get close enough to spot that there's three of you. Oh, I. Who are you?
Hello, my friends. Have no fear. We are but weary travelers from the road, sent here from Good Mead to assist you with a problem. A
Good meat.
howling.
Somebody spits on the ground when you say good meat.
I see you are not a fan. I take no offense. I am Ezekiel. This is Faint and Paris. Sorry, Kansas.
Have you
Nebraska.
seen our children? Soja? Finn?
I do not know anything about your children. What what do you mean?
It's nothing. They've passed into the ice.
We have only just arrived in town. How long have your children been missing, and what are their ages roughly?
They've been gone for some time now. It's no worries. Fairly young children. I thought you were them returning.
Apologies to get your hopes up. Perhaps there is still some hope, but I imagine with time it wanes. Who are you people? Are we? Is this the tavern or local inn?
We have neither. It's close enough. It's a public house. If you wish for a cot, you can certainly stay. It would be better if you can pay.
Of course, we will pay. We wish to secure some accommodations, and we'll need to speak with whoever is in charge. We hear you have a problem with the wolves, and perhaps we can help.
Edgar is our speaker. I'm sure she is sleeping late, but on the morrow.
Understood. Well, perhaps we will get comfortable, if you don't mind.
Huts near the fire are harder to find. You did not bring any wood?
Nothing in particular. We travel rather light, and dry wood is, well, it's hard to come by.
So she'll slowly just kind of walk you off, like past the heat. You see like a few people kind of moving a little bit in their cots to kind of like peek out and see what's going on. But otherwise, she'll kind of walk you past the hearth and just to three cots that are essentially the nearest to that. And you'll notice that even this actual hall is probably less than a third of it is filled. There's very few cots in it, and of the two hearths, only one of them is currently being used.
Tell us about the wolves that plague this area. Perhaps you can give us some useful information. Where? When do they strike? Do they appear to just hunt for food, or are they intelligent?
They take anybody who walks too far from town. I hope it wasn't them, but it seems they took my children.
Why were your children out and about?
Seems a pretty strange thing to do when there's wolves around. Just let your children go out.
Also, it's just very cold.
If you have come to judge me, you can go back outside and freeze in the cold.
Not here to judge you, just, looking out for you. Trying to be, a friend.
I'm just confused. It's cold out. Why do the kids want to go outdoors?
It has been cold their entire lives. They know no different. Here are your beds. Sleep well. She's going to walk away.
So was it pretty late at night?
Yeah, you guys left Good Mead at 6 p.m. It's midnight right now.
Okay, I
I
got
thought
you.
it was in the morning.
You guys slept the other day. You went to bed at 8 in the morning. You woke up at 4 p.m. I tried to tell you, you need to try to stay up, get exhausted this day, and then take your sleep. You said, nope, we're not going to. So you guys right now are on a completely reverse schedule.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like real life.
Isn't that the truth?
Except for I should have just had this town shut up so you guys walk into town with nothing. So on some level, you guys are in a position where you kind of have just kind of downtime. You can't really sleep to take a long rest here. You probably don't want to just spend the night outside, but it's kind of up to you what you guys are going to do, whether you're just kind of wasting part of your waking life. But effectively, at some point, you are going to be on this reverse schedule until you stay up and exhaust yourselves to get back on a normal schedule.
I mean, that's not the only opportunity, though. Can't we just not get the benefits of a long rest, but get back onto a normal schedule?
I feel like part of what it's getting at is that you can't just sleep when you've just woken up.
Our characters could be depressed. That's what happened to me. Just to lower the tone.
All right, so yeah, everybody sleeps and you wake up tomorrow at 8 a.m. What would you guys like to do in Dougan's Hall?
Well, I suppose we should find out what's going on in this town. If there's all these wolves knocking around, killing people. I'm assuming it's happening outside of town.
Yes, perhaps we can speak to the speaker and get some more information from her.
Sounds like as good of a plan as any.
Yeah.
So if you guys make your way along the docks and you head to the other house that is connected to the dock, you can eventually knock on the door and be greeted by a small little old lady. Hello. Welcome. Who are you?
We're the guess we're the Blizzard buddies. Who's just come into town. Are you the town speaker?
Lizard buddies?
Yeah, it's a name in progress. We're workshopping it at the moment, but we're adventurers who are new to the 10 towns, and we've made our way here. I think you're the fifth town we've been to now.
Kind of looks at you a little cross for a while. Have you come to kill the wolves?
We
Possibly.
could.
If you walk outside of town, you should be able to find them. They'll be the ones that chew on your head. Pretty much any direction will do.
Have you any idea, roughly, how many of them there are, or where their den might be?
Everybody we've had go missing has been doing their normal things, and they disappear. You spotted the wolf tracks. That's most of what we know. Nobody's a hunter here. So we don't have any reason to go after them. We're fisher folk, you see. Not much use going after them with rods and tackle.
Suppose not. Suppose you just teach them that there's food here and they'll keep coming back.
Well, with any luck, we can purge these foul beasts from your land and create some sense of safety or security for you and your town.
Excellent. Are you fans of trout?
Of course, big fans of trout.
We have trout. I can give you. We could 5 or 6 trout if you can kill the wolves.
I mean,
What,
I'll be honest with you. Go on, you go.
oh, I was just going to say, what an excellent offer. Perhaps if we are successful, we'll bring back some more food as well. And we can all feast on the terror that has plagued your area.
We've not eaten anything that wasn't trout for some years. That would be nice. But trout is good. There's much trout in the red waters. Do you like trout? And she's looking directly in Kansas's face.
Sure. Fish is
Trout's
nice.
very delicious. You look like a lover of trout.
I like it well enough. I'm a pescatarian.
A pest, what are you?
I like trout.
I'm Edgar.
I'm Kansas. Nice to meet you.
Pest, Kansas?
Yes.
Ah, good. Pleasure to meet you, Pesta.
Well, enough formalities. Perhaps it is time to hunt some wolves.
Good. If they're hunting during the day, they'll be out on the ice. Otherwise, they seem to travel around the town itself and get anybody who walks a little too far away. It's difficult to tell. Most people are afraid to leave at this point. But we must fish. Without trout, what would we be?
Hungry?
Oh, you'd be hungry without a trout.
Yes, without trout, we would be very hungry.
I feel like you guys didn't appreciate my pun very much then.
Was it a trout pun?
Yeah, I said without a trout. Like, without a doubt, but trout. So anyway, these wolves,
They look like dogs. They have teeth and probably bite on people.
they
I
just seem like
imagine they
standard
leave
wolves.
blood behind.
Are they standard, normal, run-of-the-mill wolves, or are they glowing eyes and big and shit?
Oh, very standard wolves. Should be no problem at all.
But there's a lot of them, I'm guessing.
Oh, sure, sure, yes. Definitely.
And
At
there's not
least
like some,
four.
and it's not like some kind of like evil null master controlling them or something.
Evil master.
This
I
Ten
don't
Towns
think
place has
so.
been full of. Honestly, you'd be surprised. The things we've seen in like the week we've been here. It's ridiculous. There's always something afoot at the root of it all.
Everybody has a reason for being in 10 towns.
That they do, that they do. But the evil stuff, it's always like, oh, go and find out why these fishermen are missing. And there's like a hag cooking people, and she's got undead giants with her. So, oh, go and find
Do
out
people
this.
taste good?
I wouldn't know. I've never eaten them, but I don't recommend it. Stick to the trout.
Did she have trout? If she was eating people, maybe there was a reason.
Yeah, she was evil. She's dead now. Don't worry about it. If she was eating trout instead, she wouldn't be dead. Put it that way. Do you eat trout?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you look like a trout eater. So fair enough. We'll kill some wolves, and they're just standard wolves. Somewhere between 4 and 10 of them, I'm guessing, and somewhere outside of town, and we get fish for it. That's what's happening here, right?
We'd be happy to keep our fish.
Would you be happy to not die to wolves as well? Cause of death, wolf-related injuries.
You just seem like greedy people who go around and taking stuff. So I figured I'd offer you fish.
We're
Well, we
not
try
greedy.
to provide services as well.
Well, we've got nothing but fish. And you look greedy, so I offered you fish. Is that why you're in 10 towns? Too greedy for the real world?
I mean, what do you mean we look greedy? We're being friendly here, and you're saying we look greedy. We came here to help.
You said you're adventurers.
Yeah, and
That's the
adventure is the
picture of
greatest gift.
greed.
No, adventure's all about adventuring and seeing the world and excitement.
And dying for gold.
Some people die for gold. A few of us have died.
Oh, then we saw it.
And I point at Kansas. And like this one of us died the other day, and then she appeared immediately. It was like one in, one out. It was brilliant timing.
We can do that when we're one with nature.
Always more ready to die for Aro.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Oral. I think
Aro
I'm
be
next.
praised.
Yeah, at the rate I'm going, I feel like I could be slain at any moment and be replaced by some singing guy or some shit, you know? Have you ever died and then been immediately replaced by somebody just like you?
Oh, Edgar hasn't died yet. I am almost 25 years old. I'll be at this for a while now.
It's 25. Oh, wow.
I can't count over 20.
I was gonna say, don't look a day over 80.
It's all the trout. It's good for your skin. Your skin's just all wrinkles.
It's all that fish oil, all that omega-3. I feel like we've got the main gist of what this conversation's going to get us, and that's that we kill some wolves, and then you'll give us fish dinner, right?
One fish dinner. Agreed. And she's going to shake your hand.
Sure, whatever. I'm not even that bothered at this point. It's all these fucking fish.
Faint, perhaps we should go before you make a deal that you are not intentionally making. I think maybe you're not reading deep enough into what you just shook on. Perhaps we should go.
We're not going to just kill some wolves anyway. What's the worst that happens? One of us dies. All my friends keep dying here. It's just going to happen anyway.
That's 10 towns for you. Everybody's going to die.
Well, off to the ice, perhaps to find the wolves and free your town of this peril. Don't worry, we will keep Faint safe, and he will honor his part of the deal. And I'll give her a wink.
Roll another round of perceptions.
Old Josh over here bargaining for the fish dinner. I see where you're going, dude. You like that old lady.
I think he agreed to marry her or something.
Well, when he said that Kansas looks like she enjoys trout, I tried really, really hard not to make a poor taste joke about that.
I know when she said she was a pescatarian, I was like, it's when a woman loves another woman. We don't judge.
So
2021.
as you step away, Kansas and Faint are just going to notice that all of this woman's teeth are all just pointy, sharp, like very jagged, like tearing, piercing teeth. Um, not like molars and sizers. It's all like canines, basically.
Does she look like a person or does she look like something else? Like a,
Oh, she
real
looks like a person.
What was her name? Was it something evil sounding?
Edgra. Edgra Dermot.
No, not that evil sounding. Sounds like a goblin name, maybe. Is she a goblin?
I don't look like a goblin, do I? I don't think I've got goblin in my family. The Dermots have. I don't think we have any goblins in us.
I don't know. Just an old lady, I guess.
Out of respect, I don't notice this because I'm not going to step on my boy's toes. That's his woman.
Wingman for me then, mate. Go on.
Oh, I thought I already did.
It's got to be like, oh, so we're heading out to the field in a bit. Feel free to come along if you want.
Bro, I gave her the wink. She knows what's up.
That was all she needs.
I just figure the next time that Josh goes out, he's gonna wake up in the morning and he'll be married.
It's inevitable. I accepted that a long time ago based on my lifestyle.
The truth is, Faint, I do possess a spell. It would take me some time to prepare it, but you will gain the benefits of a matrimony, so to speak.
Are you proposing to me?
No, no, for you and the old woman.
She likes fish, so it can never be. We're just from two different worlds.
So yeah, we're about to head out. I think we're gonna take her advice. She said that they're most likely hunting on the ice. Do we get the impression that there's like people out fishing? Is that what she was getting at as well?
If you guys look out to the ice, when you see breaks in what little snow is falling at this point, the ice is dotted with little black shapes, just kind of standing still.
Can we get the idea as to what the shapes are? Like, do they appear to be like little ice fishing like huts on the ice? People, wolves?
If you move close enough to spot it, it's definitely not huts. It's individual people. It seems like people just kind of cut a hole in the ice, and they're more or less just standing over it, hoping to catch a knucklehead trout. You could do a perception check. You're probably able to count like a solid like 35, 45 people out here on the ice right now.
Well, perhaps we should head out on the ice and work our way around the perimeter.
Are we looking for wolves?
Hey, my name's Faint. Welcome to the party.
So you all can walk around these different groups of people. Um, what's everybody doing to try to see if there's any signs of wolves around?
Well, to be honest with you, I know it's metagaming, but I've seen on the map there's a 20 stones of Thrune, and I'd quite like to check them out. So I don't know if thematically it's a case of, oh, I suggest that we came from the northeast along the coastline anyway, so let's carry on tracing the coastline to the southwest or something. But yeah, I kind of want to check that out.
You would have already spotted that hill coming in at night. You might have been away, like that might have been when you said be right back 2 minutes.
Yeah, that was because, as it turns out, I had to go and put an apple pie in the oven, which is probably ready now. So I'll check that out in a second. But yeah, That sounds good. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I'd like to check that out.
Yeah, sounds
Might be,
good. There was no actual mention of the 20 stones or whatever from anything, but would we have like heard about it or anything?
there might be more Twinkies up there.
I mean, in general, you guys could ask what you saw on the hill, but I don't think you would have seen the stones until it was daytime. I don't think you would have any recognition that there's anything on that hill.
All right, so maybe we'll ask like some of the random fishers as we're like going around.
What are you asking?
Just sort of like making some small talk about the wolves. Have they seen them? Do they know where they come from? And then just like kind of bringing up those stones. Yeah, I noticed some sort of strange stone formation just beyond the distance there. What is this? Some sort of burial grounds or ritualistic area? Tell me about this.
Let's see. The first person, when you kind of like mention them and you're kind of like looking off in that area, like pointing towards them, they're actually going to kind of like draw you from your shoulder to point you away from them. We do not speak of the stones of Darun.
Why?
If I tell you why we are speaking of them,
They're very obvious. And
All right,
here,
don't speak of them. How about this? Nod faster or slower, depending on how close I'm getting. Okay, I'm going to start. There's something to do with a god before
do I nod
oral.
yes faster or yes slower? No faster or no slower? Do I
Just
need a
start.
yes or a no to get the confirmation that one is the yes and one is the faster and one is the slower? This is
Just
very confusing and we've just started.
just nod once every 3 seconds as like a starting pace, and then
They are
as
death in a much quicker speed than Aura brings. Please be. Ugh, you are very dangerous.
right. So if we go up there, and you don't have to speak of the stones, nod if I'm in the right direction. If we go up it there, are we in danger?
The person's like varying between nodding really fast and really slow.
Right. Okay. Let's go check out the stones.
Do not be afraid, my friend. We are here to rid this town of the things that it fears. But if you do not speak of them, we cannot
You
be
cannot
effective.
rid the world of Thrun.
Thrun, you say? Tell me about this Thrun. Do I know anything about this? Would I have heard any rumors previously or while we've been in 10 towns?
Make a religion check.
yeah, is this like a god or like I don't know.
As you're asking questions, when
He's a
my
god.
first response to you is they don't want to talk about this person.
Right, but we might have heard something about.
Kansas, make a religion as well.
Yeah, I was like sort of going for like a persuasion check there to like persuade them that it was safe to like speak of.
The only reference that you've ever heard of the uh, name or word Thrun has been in relation to a god Malar, who is a god of the hunt. It is a evil god of like werewolves and lycanthropy, and in particular from damn it, what is the plane called? I think it's called the Wildlands. Um, but in particular, if you can reference Thrun to Malar, you can probably guess that that's a pretty fucking evil location.
I can't spell werewolf, but I was going to type lycanthropy equals werewolf. But I can't spell where for some reason. Where? Well, it's WERE, isn't it?
Yeah, but realistically,
Yeah,
like werewolves are just a kind of lycanthropy in like this kind of setting.
so there's wolf attacks on the town, or wolven attacks on the town to be grammatically correct. And there's a shrine that no one talks about to a god on the hill related to lycanthropy. Do you believe in coincidences, my friends?
Yes, I think you're onto something. What are we talking to? A guy or a girl?
Regardless, 2 minutes. I gotta go take an apple pie out the oven. But you guys carry on. I'll keep listening.
Before we go, I do have one more thing to ask you about. Like after we like kind of started to walk away, I just kind of like double back for a second, and I'm just going to inquire about the speaker. So the speaker, she single?
I believe Edgar has been single for some time. Yes?
That does not surprise me. Excellent. Perhaps I could put in the good word for my friend. He seems interested. Thank you. We'll be on our way. Hopefully, we'll see you again. Be careful.
I believe she's my great aunt. A good word for.
Excellent.
What's your assistant?
Play your cards right, and perhaps you'll have a great uncle as well. Ha!
I have many great uncles.
+1. I think she was 120, Paris. You might have, or Kansas.
Yeah, whichever one. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna head rather than just like randomly um surveying the area, we'll like head over towards the 20 stones. And then depending on visibility, as we get a little closer, perhaps like slow our pace and sort of look out.
What do you
Kansas.
mean, depending on visibility?
Oh, like if we can only see like 20 feet, we'll like travel at a regular pace until we get a little closer. But if there's like decent visibility, like I want to like once the stones become like clear and we can kind of see what's going on, sort of like investigate from a distance so we could be prepared. But also I was gonna ask Kansas, perhaps before we are in battle or a confrontation, you would wish to reach into your bag of tricks and see what lies within.
Oh, that's a good idea. So, do I just roll a d6?
I think it's a D8, but it's your magical item.
I can't count.
I think if you go to the actual item that again is on your person, you can click a die that is already there. I think that's the panther.
It's a badger.
I
It's a giant
feel
badger.
okay.
There's badger is 3 and giant badger is 6. You'd think that they would have a different thing, but it's just a bigger one.
Which is in fact different because it's giant. So you all can make your way up the rough path that winds its way up towards the stones. But effectively, there is the point where, like, when you get to the leveled off portion, you're pretty much at the stones. So there's some level of, like, to approach the stones, you're either going to be below them and somewhat out of view of them, or like up there and right on the edge of them.
Yeah, no worries. So are you just sticking with the giant badger?
Yeah, unless you had like an actual reason you wanted something.
Oh no, I don't know anything about a giant badger. So if you're comfortable with that as your ally, I'd say we're good to go.
I figure it's a giant something. It's got to be able to fight. I don't know. I mean, the thing is that I got three charges, so if I get a giant badger and then somebody kills it, then I can get something else. But if I keep trying to go for the elk, then I might not get it.
Yeah, it seems pretty good. I mean, assuming that the quality is based on like the higher number rolled, I would say six is pretty good shot out of eight.
Yeah, I'm looking at giant badger stats. It says strength of 13. Let's see. Challenge is 50 XP. I don't know what that means. Like how many hit dice is that? Like kind of hit
What
points
is it? Does it
13.
say CR one half,
One out of four. Challenge
one
one
quarter?
slash four.
Yeah, so that's like a level one PC basically.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, so I guess if we're kind of like walking up on this platform, um, maybe we'll just try to be as cautious as we can as we like traverse the hill.
So, like, once you make it up towards the top, you're going to see these 20 stones that are pretty much in kind of like a line in front of you. They pretty much go east to west, and they kind of continue around this top portion of this actual hill. The central one is a little bit taller than all the rest, but in the long run, the hill is rather leveled off by the time you get to the stones that circle around it. If you make an effort to count them all, there are in fact 19 of these stones around the actual outside, forming the triangle, and there is one central stone. All of them are pretty large, probably a couple of feet like deep, probably about like 7 feet tall, and probably like 3 to 4 feet wide.
As we sort of like get closer to the perimeter, can we see any kind of like writing or symbols or anything on them?
Make an investigation check. Looking over the perimeter of the stones, it seems like they're pretty much smooth stones. That there's nothing around the outside. They seem to be just single piece stones.
And are we seeing like any kind of wolf tracks, human tracks, any tracks?
No, over all the top of this, there's not really tracks up here at all.
And assuming we have a pretty good vantage point, depending on visibility, as we look out over the area and survey the landscape, do we see any wolves or anything that catches our attention?
Make a perception check. Looking out over Dougan's Hole, you spot a good 40 or so people out on the ice, all of them singularly standing over a hole in the ice. And in general, Nothing else of note. If these people are being hunted by wolves, it doesn't seem like it's something like actively.
Uh, Perhaps the danger lies at night, or it's a regular occurrence that they have just come to accept. I see no fear in these people. To be out here comfortably on the ice, nothing to protect you. Maybe they have accepted their fate, or perhaps the wolves that hunt them do so only when necessary, periodically through time, rather than the desire to just kill them and eradicate these people. They show up only when they need and take what they must.
Maybe there are too many people out here for the wolves to feel comfortable.
I suspect that the hunter cares not how many sheep are in the flock, just chooses the weakest and takes what they will. There's something more to this, something we're not being told. What about like if I walk kind of into the center and check out like that main rock?
Do another investigation.
How big is it? Like how tall is it?
It's pretty much the same as the others. Like they're all pretty universally like the same stone kind of thing. Looking over that one, you do see some signs of it being like carved into. It's different in that it has been inscribed, but nothing actually remains of the script itself. From your perspective, it would be ancient and weather worn. While you guys are inspecting the stone, somebody is going to call for you from the north. Please, you should not be in there. It is dangerous to approach these stones. Please leave this place. It's an ancient altar used for calling the vile god. They are not to be approached. Bruin should not be called back to these lands.
Used by who? And when is the last time? You speak of its ancientness, but is it still active? Are there those who worship it or gather here?
Leave this place. Come back to my home. We can talk there, away from this accursed land.
If it's so cursed, why is it still here? Why hasn't it been destroyed?
We will accept your
Reverence,
invitation.
reverence for gods who can wipe us out with no effort. Will you leave this place? Please. You do not have to live here. These are our lands, our families. You endanger us all being in these lands.
Okay, we will leave here and go where you're telling us to go. Come on.
So they're gonna take you all back down into the town, and basically they're just like off on that western portion of town. They'll take you to what ends up being this home over here. And then eventually, once they get you inside, they'll throw like two more pieces of wood on a small hearth that has like a little bit of like embers kind of going on. Um, Hello, I am Pasiphae. Pasiphae Dormut. Why were you at the altar of Thrun?
We have heard of the wolves that plague this town, and we have come to aid you all in eradicating them as best we can.
They have taken many of our people. What has brought you now?
The word of this four-legged plague has reached our ears, and we wish to help.
That is better than perhaps we deserve. Certainly more than we would expect. As far as any of us know, there is no reason to expect that the wolves are related to Thrun. That was an ancient creation from many hundreds of years ago. As far as I know, the last time Thrun has been summoned to this plane is over 200 years ago. That creature, be it god or immortal, is a plague on man, and approaching the altar is dangerous for us all.
And the wolves that plague this land, that attack and kill your people. You don't think that there's a coincidence here between the ancient lore of lycanthropy and the wolf here? Are they perhaps somehow linked?
As far as any of us know, they are wolves, which is not a werewolf. Rune was neither. Rune was an ape.
Everyone was what?
A-P-E, ape.
An egg. It's
A
an
lot
egg, like,
like you.
chicken egg.
If you were hairy and ugly, well,
Ah,
Do you know
yes.
what I look like under the hood? But either way, I guess it's kind of irrelevant at this point. So you've got some weird stones on top of a hill next to your town, and your town's being attacked by wolves. And you don't talk about the stones, you don't go anywhere near the stones, but people just die to wolves, and that's just Oral's way of life here, right? That's just what's going on, yeah?
if you would like to destroy the stones, and perhaps call Thrun down to this land, please give us ample warning so the 50 of us can retreat and try to hide from his wrath before he wipes all of 10 towns off of the face of this earth.
I've got no intention of damaging these stones. I'm just thinking maybe they're luring wolves here or something, but I think you're trying to tell us that if he's an egg, then, you know, wolves have got nothing to do with eggs. So maybe we're barking up the wrong tree or sniffing the wrong nest, because of the eggs. So what do you think, guys? Check them out, have a look, and then go kill some wolves. I don't think there's really a link here at this point.
Is there any sort of pattern? How often do the wolves strike? Is it a certain area where if you wander alone, you are liable to fall victim, or do they just randomly come and take what they please?
In the last months, I believe they have taken 4 to 10 of our people. It is difficult to tell who goes missing from Oral and who goes missing from wolves. 2 people have returned who said that they spoke to these wolves. Most of our town does not believe what they have come back to say.
Where are these people?
They are here in town. They're the ones who have survived.
Could we meet them?
Of course,
Now?
they're likely out fishing. We can surely go get them.
And just out of curiosity, what is it that they have said that is not to be believed?
Besides wolves that talk, everybody thinks they are crazy because they came back saying wolves spoke and used words. They have been shunned.
Right, so these are wolves that can speak. So they aren't ordinary wolves then. Maybe gnolls.
So, just to clarify, you don't believe that it's possible that there are wolves that have spoken to these townsfolk, but you do believe in ape gods that come down from the lands and eradicate the population, correct?
I am one of the few people who believes them. But that does not mean that the town believes them.
Okay, I understand.
And actual gods present in the world are hard not to believe.
Of course, I'm not denying that in any bit. I am a man of religion myself. I just sometimes have difficulty understanding how one can believe in something but not in another.
You should try imagining it from the perspective of these people who have been lost in this land. They're little more than idiots.
Yes, I can understand. I would think that more often than not, the people who have little to look forward to are the ones most likely to believe or have faith, even if it is undue. Perhaps you could give us these people's names or guide us in the right direction that we may speak with them.
You will follow me. We can search for them, see if we can find them on the ice. So after about 20 minutes on the ice, this person's going to take you up to somebody. Rah, rah. And as the person actually responds to it, they walk a little bit quicker towards them at their little fishing hole. Um, and they'll kind of look over to you all. This is Rhea Dormut. She is one of those who has come back from the wolves and says that they were speaking, asking for treasure, asking for food.
Gnolls.
Not narwhals, wolves.
Do they have one large horn?
That is a unicorn, which is also not the narwhal.
Right, okay. I think I've been eating too much fish.
Oh shit, the narwhal is the actual unicorn. Did you have any questions for Rhea, or did you all just want to see that she actually existed?
Yes, perhaps you can tell us where you found these creatures and why they allowed you to live.
Oh, at at the time, I was fishing with my brother, and we had not taken in any fish that day, so we stayed out beyond the others, and they came and they went to drag us off, taking him, and they told me that I must bring treasure and I must bring food, or they would keep Garo forever.
And how long ago was this? Did you make an effort to gather food or treasure to save your brother?
It was maybe a 10-day ago. I have no treasure. I tried to tell the town people to hope that some of my brothers and sisters could all try to gather more trout so I could give them trout. Everybody told me I was crazy, that a wolf that was asking for treasure and food for my brother's return was little more than me going insane. They told me that I must have pushed him into the ice. They told me I must have fallen into the ice. Many different things to try to tell me that it was me who was wrong and that the wolves were something other.
I don't suppose when the wolves made this request that they give you sort of like a rendezvous point where to bring said treasure or trout.
They did not. I guess, I assume if I'm out too late, they will smell. I think they haunt our town. They are just beyond any house. They've made a point to be among the first to leave the ice, even if it means I starve that day.
Was there a particular vector of approach when you saw these wolves? Did they come from the north, the west, the east, the south, the ice itself, the sky?
You saw them fly? Oh,
That
blessed
was a
Aurora,
question.
please free us from these crazy creatures.
I am
Flying,
asking.
talking wolves. This is a terrible, terrible thing.
You are clearly crazy. I'm asking you a question, not making statements. Have you seen, did you see the trajectory of the wolves, where they came from? Do you have any useful information to share with us that we may save your brother?
We're clearly trying to find these wolves. Just can you give us anything?
Ugh. They have always taken us at ambush. Don't think they come from the red waters, but they move so much faster than us. I, on land, north to the west, south, I don't know.
Well, thank you for your time. Perhaps we will just stay out on the ice and wait and hope that they should approach.
Would you like to go see Lycomas?
Who?
The other one who says that the wolves have spoken to him.
Yes, please.
So you wander around on the ice again for a while, hearing him kind of like wander up to a few different people, kind of call out the name. They don't seem to respond, and he moves on to another, and eventually comes up to somebody. They respond in a pretty similar fashion where they kind of like start to look around, and he eventually starts walking a little bit quicker to that person. And you'll hear as he kind of brings you all forward to this next person, and he's like, "This is Lekamas Durmut. These people would like to ask you about the speaking wolves."
Please tell us about your encounter with the speaking wolves.
I, I was attacked here on the ice. I was told that I should help them. They told me that the giant was abusing them and that he beat his brother and that they were being held captive by this ice giant and that I should come and help them and that they would have a great reward for me. When I said that there was nothing I could do, they tried to frighten me. They tried to threaten me. Uh, the, the one was growling at me, and I tried to stab at him with my knife, carving up a knucklehead trout. And the wolf just growled more. He told me that if I do not come, they would eat me. And then some of our other townsfolk approached. They moved away. And it seemed like a saintly moment where Oral had saved me from these creatures that had come upon me. And once I told everybody what they had said, I have been ostracized. Tell me I am crazy. Tell me these wolves can't possibly need my help. No one will help me, and I fear they are watching me. I feel their eyes. And it's just gonna look around on the ice. Even now,
Does this person look sane or like paranoid?
what does somebody who's insane look like?
Well, do they sound like they believe what they're saying, or are they like all shifty eyed and looking over their shoulder and tinfoil hat kind of thing?
They are wearing the exact same winter clothing as you, so they might have a tin foil hat on.
Do we get the feeling that they're like, I don't know, not crazy?
Do you get the feeling that they are or are not crazy?
These are literally the most nutty people ever, and I'm almost thinking we should just fucking leave Dougan's hole.
Yeah, like
This
everybody here seems crazy. I'm just like, is this person like they believe what they're saying? I can't tell.
Well, between like
Could we get a
the
perception
sharpened
check
teeth,
from you two?
yeah, I'm gonna say it. This feels like some proper like what's that that film with where they go out to like the deep south and then it's all like the squeal, piggy squeal, and the dueling banjos and stuff. That's what this town feels like.
Kansas, every person that you've met has the same sharpened teeth. Every person that you've met has the same last name, Dermot. Every person that you've met is just as shifty as the last. This place is
Inbreds.
filled, yes, this place is filled with batshit crazy inbreds. That's what Dougan's Hole is.
Yeah, I don't think we should be here. I mean, I'm not sure we want to find any children.
At this point, I'm thinking this is obviously out of game, but I can say it in character if you want. But our quest here is to kill some wolves, which might kill us because it could turn out there's a million of them. And our reward is a fish dinner. Um, we tried to click a plot thread about the mystery stones. No one's given a shit other than saying it's an ape god. And they're all weird inbreds, and there doesn't really seem to be anything useful here. So I know we said we'd come here and then we'd return back to the last place because of the election and stuff. So at this point, I'm almost thinking we just leave and go back to the previous town and wait out the election and see what happens with that.
Do we get any sort of like clue as to why? I understand you're saying they're inbred, but why they have pointy teeth? That part doesn't really.
On some point, it is a thing that they kind of push with these people. I assume it is because this is basically like part of the backstory on Dougan's Hole is that it is the most isolated of the 10 towns. They literally only survive on knucklehead trout. Everybody is on subsistence living. They catch a fish and they eat. If they do not catch a fish, they do not eat that day. I feel like the idea of the pointy teeth is it's because they don't even cook the fish anymore. They just bite into the fish raw. So they sharpen their teeth so they can eat meat.
I'm afraid if we stick around here, like they're gonna start chewing on us.
Oh, that was what I was trying to get at with Edgra when Faint said she eats people. Edgra was like, wait a second. Maybe we should eat people.
Yeah, I picked that up. I'm just thinking, honestly, just let's just go back to Good Mead.
I mean,
I'm
there's
sure
10 pounds and 10 quests, so we definitely don't want to not do one of them.
Yeah, I get that, but I kind of, I mean, other than killing some wolves, I don't really know what the quest could be. And without being like, oh, the idea of going and killing some wolves isn't really an interesting quest line to me, unless obviously we go out, fight some wolves, and it turns out that some completely brand new thread starts. But as it currently stands, I don't know, just not a particularly inspiring location. It's just inbreds and fish.
Well, it sounds like there's potentially like an ice giant hierarchy or something going on here. So,
Where'd
There
you
we
get
can go.
that?
oh, what'd you say there, Kansas?
Where'd you get ice giant hierarchy?
Oh, this character that we are just talking to now said that there's like an ice giant that's keeping the wolves as like slaves and forcing them to do stuff.
Okay, I totally missed that.
That was his whole story. Was that the wolves were trying to get him to fight the ice giant.
I think I was busy looking at the moon and singing.
So it sounds like maybe we should just stay out on the ice a little bit later after like the majority of the fishers go back and see if we can encounter these wolves.
Word. So yeah, I mean, if we move to the idea that you guys basically just spend the rest of the day doing whatever and kind of come back as everybody starts to come off of the ice, um, and you have the general understanding that the wolves are either going to come after the last few people on the ice or they hunt around the town. But on some level, part of the clues that you had was most of what they do ends up being around dusk.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
So let me just get perceptions from you all at disadvantage. Was that 8-12 from Faint right there?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, eight, so 8.
So Kansas, you are going to. What are you guys doing? Are you waiting out on the ice or are you waiting out on land?
Land. Slightly warmer.
Yeah, I feel like land's a better choice.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that. I was thinking the ice because that's where they said they like ran into him, but I'm okay with whatever.
Well, that's why I said it like that for you guys to recognize. Like, the point was to recognize that it was at dusk.
Yeah, I understood that, but the only thing I was thinking there is that they're always fishing, so that's why they're out on the ice. I didn't think it was like specific to the wolves or on the ice, you know?
No, yeah, that's the point. Like, this whole town has nothing to do except for try to catch a fish so they can eat that day. There's 50 people in this town, and I was trying to say like 45 people are out on the ice. The town is all on the ice. Um, so as you guys are kind of wandering around, just around kind of the outskirts of town, and kind of watching as some of the last people are starting to head back in around the dusk and loss of the aurora. Kansas, you are going to be the first person who picks up um, a quite large wolf. You might even feel kind of like the thump of a like rhythmic like thumping as like its paw is connecting with the ground, and you look over and there's this wolf that's probably 3 times your height with its right paw lifted up in the air, and it's hopping towards you with its left paw.
So it's like the size of a horse
It is indeed.
and it's limping.
It is indeed. Probably about 20 feet away from you right now.
All right, I should have like a speak with animals thing going on here. Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Please help me.
Okay, so it's speaking human.
I speak your common. My master taught me it, so he would have to beat me less. And it's just slowly limping towards you.
So I'm assuming at this point in time we've all noticed the wolf, right?
Assuming that Kansas is not keeping secret that there is a wolf 3 times her size, yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, can you cover me? I'll go out and talk to it and hope I don't die.
Of course.
I will
You're
not
fine.
hurt you, little one. I need your help, please. My master, please help me.
What do you need help with?
And once you get a little bit closer, probably like 10 feet from like where it first saw you, it's going to kind of like just drop to the ground. And even while it's laying down on its body, it's still probably 1.5 times as tall as you. And it's got its right paw just kind of pulled in towards its body. My master has been punishing me, and I am injured. I need help of one such as yourself. A brave and powerful human who is so great and able to defeat my master, Gargoyle. He is an evil giant. Please, please protect a beast such as myself. And he's gonna drop his head down to the ground over his paws.
What do you need help doing?
Will you follow me to his lair, and we can, as a, you can ambush him, and please kill him, free me from his powers, and the gargoyle's vile ways.
Let me consult with my companions here. I will back away from it so that I don't turn my back on the wolf and go and huddle with
Is that Badger one of your companions? Looks, is it, can I, is that how you store food?
it's a friend.
My apologies. I am sorry. And it's gonna kind of like cower a little bit more.
So I'll approach the wolf, and I'd like to do a medicine check on him and check him out.
Roll a medicine check.
And I'm just going to ask him, my friend, how did you become injured? This is from your master. He abuses you.
Looking over the wolf, there's nothing wrong with it in the least bit. My master beats me as often as he can. He tells me it is for my good, so that I may serve him better, and be a better companion, and a better hunter.
I am suspicious because I see no source of your injury. Perhaps it is just a wounded ego. Can I do an insight check as to whether or not I believe this wolf is lying to us?
Oh, that was running against the insight check. You know that the wolf is lying at this point. That was my point there.
Okay, I got you. That's
Like
kind of what I was thinking.
the insight check to know that he was lying, since you asked to do a medicine check, that's the exact same check. So you are recognizing that it's like holding up its right paw. And for instance, like when you go to check it out, like it'll like hop up and it's holding up its left paw that time. My point is that at that point, once you do your check, you know that the wolf is lying.
I pull down my hood and I just look at Ezekiel and I just give one
Oh
quick
my god,
raise
you
of
are
one eyebrow.
hideous. Can you not fix that?
What do you mean I'm hideous? I'm just an elf. What do you mean I'm hideous?
It's just gonna reach its right paw up towards its face and just kind of do circles around its face. Like, I don't know what you can do about this, but like, if you can't fix it, I feel like I should help you and fix it for you. It's bad.
Are you calling me ugly? I'm confused.
It's quite frightening, and I'm a wolf. I've seen some horrendous things. My my master is a giant. He does horrendous things, and that is quite freaky.
I'm literally just a generic elf.
Maybe
I'm
keep the hood up as often as possible. Can you try to just... It seems like you would keep a lot of vomit down if you could just have that hood and cover it all.
I look at Ezekiel and I look at Kansas and then I look back at the wolf. So your master beats you, eh?
I don't understand why he does. It's quite random and flukish, I think. I am a very good pet.
Who's your master?
Gargoyle.
Oh yeah, you mentioned him. Sorry. What is Gargoyle? Is he a giant? Is he a human? Is he a werewolf or a gnoll or some shit?
Still a giant.
Still a giant, right? Okay.
What do you know about gnolls? Have you been
Just
reading some sort of manual of monsters?
Well, it's out of game. I just know about gnolls already, don't I? They don't seem like they're a very high level enemy, so I didn't think it was too much of a stretch for someone from Waterdeep to know about them. But yeah, I just heard tales of them from where I'm from.
Stop studying such things.
I'll stop watching Critical Role.
Can I look around? Do I see any signs of like shadiness? Any areas where something might be hiding, waiting to ambush us, or like other wolves in the distance?
Roll a perception check at disadvantage. Um, yeah, I feel like on some level, like as you start to look around, you're going to end up spotting that there is indeed another one of these creatures, similar size, um, just kind of beyond view. And it just kind of happens like that you see it as there's like a clearing in the snow, and you just see like this blue kind of glint from the moon above as it kind of shines across this creature's fur.
Gotcha. Um, okay. Is there a how far away roughly is this other creature?
Let's go like 60 feet.
Okay, gotcha. I am going to go ahead and begin to cast a spell. I'm going to attempt to do it discreetly at first.
Um, the wolf you're with is about to start running away.
Okay, I'll just say to the party then, like, they mean to ambush us. Another in the distance.
Yeah, this whole thing seemed kind of fishy. I'm ready. Which direction's the other one in?
So roll initiative. Effectively, you've seen it to the south.
Just roll it straight up, or should we like token it up first?
My bad, I forgot to actually drag you to the screen where I showed it.
Oh, we were on the world, well, the town map the whole time.
No, you guys should have tokens on there.
Can see him now, yeah, but I was on the town map right up until you said, "Oh my bad," and then you changed it.
So Kansas, as Ezekiel starts to cast the spell, what are you doing?
Okay, so the wolf is like leaving us or what?
What was that question?
Well, I thought you said the wolf was trying to leave, and then you said roll initiative, so I got confused.
Yeah, it just doesn't get to act yet. What are you doing?
So if we rolled initiative, then we're gonna shoot it, right? Or fight it?
Are you going to shoot
Well,
it? You see
hang on.
Ezekiel casting a spell.
Just think about this before we do anything, Jamie, because all we know at the moment is that this one came towards us, was pretending to be injured but didn't attack us and was talking to us. And then there was one in a distance that seemed to be prowling almost. And then when Ezekiel started casting a spell, this one that was close to us within melee range started running away. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, but just think about that information we've been given.
Well, I'm disinclined to start out shooting at something that's tried to talk to us.
it's entirely up to you, but whatever you want to do basically at this point. But that's the information we've all got. So I know it's when you're going first, it's tough to be the one who makes the basically decision that sort of decides the combat. But yeah, that's what we've got so far.
All right. Well, I guess I will ready my short bow, and if something attacks me, then I'll shoot it. I mean, at this point, I'm gonna hold my fire for a second.
Gotcha. I mean, you can ready your action for it to take a hostile action. It doesn't have to be attacking you, but you are essentially readying your bow for it to attack.
Right.
What do you use to command your badger? Is that an action or a bonus action, or?
Bonus. That's the next thing is, are you going to have the badger do anything?
No, I'm not sure what badgers normally do. I think it looks like food.
So you can essentially tell it to do the same thing. If anybody gets attacked, you can have it defend you.
Okay, that is what I will tell it.
And then Faint, what are you doing?
Okay, I am gonna bonus action hide underneath, like in this tree area behind me here, and then I'm gonna hold my action to throw a psionic dagger at anything that takes a hostile action towards the party.
Roll that stealth. You feel stealthy.
Very good. I suppose before I stealth, I should say, I say quietly to the other two, watch the other one. This one seems to not be that hostile, but it could change, and then I hide.
So there is also a certain level I'm trying to remind everybody who uses stealth right now. You have to move, stealth, and then move somewhere else as well. So finish your movement by going somewhere else. Everybody
Oh, okay.
just saw you go there.
Okay, sorry, I didn't realize. I'll go this tree then.
And then fucking shit. I think I just rolled my initiative die. Ezekiel, what are you doing?
Well, I'm already like casting my spell, right? So,
Effectively, yeah.
so the spell that I was beginning to cast, I will just continue to just say, or say out loud, deception is a means of, or deception can be perceived as hostility. Bless our hands that we may eradicate this danger. And I'll cast bless on the three of us.
That's good.
Thank you.
And then I would like to move up to which direction did I notice the other wolf in from where we're at?
South.
Okay, and then I would like to move up to the wolf itself. And no bonus action.
So yeah, it's running away from you. Are you going to attack it when it steps away from you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for an op attack. Let me see. Can I opportunity attack grapple it?
Yeah, grapple is an attack.
Okay, so do I roll to hit it or just do a strength check?
Strength check.
Okay, I will do that then.
Meets beats. Oh, your bless helps with that. Yep, I had a
Yeah,
9.
yeah.
Less clutch.
So its movement speed is reduced as it is grappled. None! They've saved me, or they've attacked me. And it is going to turn.
This wolf's like bigger than me. I feel like I'm just like holding it by its scruff, like staring into its eyes.
Grabs its tail, attached directly to its spine.
I was casting healing word, you son of a bitch.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, I didn't hear anything, so I wasn't sure if something was happening.
Almost like I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, but I've been there before and stuff has dropped out and I didn't realize, so I was checking.
There's the soundtrack that's like in the channel of wind whistling. If that's going, you're not disconnected.
I think I have that silenced.
I've got it on very low, but I can still hear it, so I know if it drops out.
Yeah, I feel like in the long run, going for low, so it's like subconsciously there, is kind of what I'm hoping for. So, as you grasp onto him, he is going to turn to you, and as it opens its mouth, it's just going to start to spew forth ice. And I need dexterity saves from the two of you, Ezekiel, as well as Kansas.
The wolf is spewing ice.
It is indeed.
Do I have disadvantage or anything because I'm like grappling it or anything, or am I able to just make a regular one?
In particular, I don't think so because I don't think you are grappled. Now I think when you do like the restrained thing of like the tavern brawler, I think that affects you as well. So
Okay,
Wait,
okay.
hang on. Sorry, I think Ezekiel, are you on the same page as me? Did you think the blue one was the one that was running away?
Oh wait, I only see one.
Yeah, a second one appeared after we rolled initiative, just up and left of Kansas, and I think it's just dawning on me that the
that's
one
our
that I
badger.
think.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
badger.
that's a badger, is it? So where's the one that? So the one that was running away is now attacking with a frost cone attack of some form.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
grappled
I
it with
grappled
you
it,
get to
and
run
then
away.
yeah, I grappled it, and
Okay.
then it attacked me. And then Kansas, you get to add a D4 from Bless to that saving throw. So I have a 6 total. I'm assuming that's a hard pass.
So I believe each of you are going to take 6 cold damage as it blows its breath over you.
So I have resistance. Does that make it
Well,
6?
you
Is
take
that what you're
12.
saying?
Yep.
Okay, so the 6 is total.
And just keep in mind that that was with 2 2s and a 1. And it's going to go back around to not Kansas.
No?
Okay, so wait, they all were holding actions to attack.
All right, touche. That seems like hostile.
Yeah,
What's
that seems
Kansas doing?
hostile. I'd like to shoot.
I mean, I have a hard time when you guys start the hostilities, but it is hostile enough.
I did not start any hostilities.
Big ol' miss from Faint. And the arrow's going to hit.
Add your blesses in.
Thanks for the reminder. Another one.
That just tells you the AC. Big ol' hit from Faint and a big ol' hit from Kansas.
Oh, that's my favorite when Bless makes the difference between something. It's like, yes, it was worth it.
Oh, totally, mate.
Yeah,
Just
but
putting
I
points
shouldn't have
ready.
told you guys that. But still, I feel like 13 for a big creature is pretty common.
True, but I mean, it doesn't. It's not like we can change our roles to now that we know the AC.
Well, if you had known that you were blessed, you would have rolled it. Oh yeah, make a saving throw, Ezekiel. Constitution. Oh, if this is under 10.
Hey,
A 25. Does that pass?
I only have to do 50 damage to you. I'm pretty sure that's sufficient. No, wait, 50 damage would still pass. I
It's
only
like
have to do
with
52 damage to you.
yeah, with advantage too. I'm pretty sure I got my Bless still. Oh, and just for clarification too, obviously that's a badass like wolf token. Is the actual wolf like appear just larger but still a wolf? Or is there like weird like mystical stuff going on?
In the long run, these wolves will appear far more ice based as you've instituted combat. Prior to this, they just looked like gigantic wolves that spoke. When it got attacked, it would have definitely started to turn to ice in your grasp. And part of that being when it releases its breath, getting a little bit extra ice based. But kind of what it comes down to is they it's like changing before your eyes kind of situation.
I got you. I got you.
Okay, so I shot it. Was that from last round? Do I get another shot?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
The other one is going to run up to Faint and bite down into him. 14,
meets
right at your AC.
actually beats someone 13. I wasn't very stealthy.
I think you'd also be aware a lot of creatures that are actual hunters have advantage.
I personally was not aware.
Yeah, anything that's good at using its nose probably has advantage when it's hunting shit.
I can balance a penny on mine. Does that give me advantage?
No, we have terrible noses.
Yeah, true.
Damn it, I forgot to take off the 9 13 piercing damage, and I need a strength saving throw from you. And then it's going to Kansas.
Sorry, ignore that. It should be actually no. It's +2 on strength
Oh,
saving, and then also bless. But yeah,
All right, so I'll shoot the one that breathed on me.
yeah, so that was a 27. The DC is much lower than 20s.
I will completely and totally miss. All right.
And from that, it will go to Faint.
Oh, are you gonna get that badger in the game or what?
Oh yeah, I
Oh, yeah,
forgot
yeah,
about
yeah.
the damn badger.
Right now, the badger wants to attack the one that basically blew the cold on. But you can
Yeah.
tell it to attack something else.
No, it like the wolf that attacked me, the badger just goes and attacks it, right?
As per your order last turn, yes, indeed.
So I move
I
the
think you,
badger.
I think you got an alarm going off in the background, by the way, Jared.
There's always alarms going off.
Especially whenever I go near a school.
Sorry, I'm looking for whatever place where the badger is.
Under your extras, you have your summons, and it's the giant badger. Or you could just roll a d20 and we can see if it's even remotely close. Six is not close enough that I don't think the badger's going to make that up.
Okay. It's warming up. Now there are two badgers?
I just wonder if that one would actually show up as giant badger if you rolled. I'm not sure if I dropped the wrong one or if you just rolled and it says badger. But
Oh,
again,
I
it's
think
going to
I just
faint.
rolled.
All
Yeah,
right,
I'm under tiny beast. Hold on.
It doesn't matter. You still rolled a 4, and
Yeah,
there's
I did
still
still
no
roll a
chance
4.
that's hitting it.
They really needed another name.
I know Psychic Blades, the one that did the frost attack.
First off, badgers are badass, and second off, giant badgers are quite a frightening creature.
Honey
Or
badgers are
what?
badass. Thunder badgers have just got TB.
So wait, are you doing ice damage? Is that what you said right there? That your psychic blades do cold?
No, I said just Psychic Blade. I didn't say ice, I don't think.
No, he said against the one that did the ice attack.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. So that's a disadvantage. It'll still hit.
All right, so 13 damage. And then I hide. And then run to here. Because I am extremely bloodied.
Roll a stealth check. And then it's going to Ezekiel.
Okay, so if I'm currently grappling the wolf, do I just like remain grappling the wolf until I purposefully let go? One, and two, does it actually like affect anything?
Currently grappling it reduces its speed to 0. Um,
So upgrading to a restrain would then give it like benefits to be like hurt or something.
correct. Yep.
Okay, I got you. And that takes an action as well, correct?
I believe so. I believe there's certain abilities that let you make that. Like Tavern Brawler, I think is what it was. That one character that Ben played.
Yeah. I feel like the actual like to upgrade to the restrain is like another action basically. So okay, I guess I will just I'm gonna just continue to grapple it, I guess, just because. And then I will go ahead and do oh sorry, hang on, I'm just reading this.
I feel like right now you are using one hand to hold your shield and one hand to grapple the creature. and that's what you need to maintain it.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that works. Okay, so I guess I'm going to. I am going to utter a couple of words, um, and sort of like I guess with my hand with my shield, I'll just sort of move it around in like a cross shape, and then I'm just gonna say grovel, and I'm gonna do a second level command spell. So I will target both wolves and tell them to grovel.
Nice.
And what is it? Warcaster lets you do the somatic with your shield hand, and it's like verbal and somatic.
Well, yeah, command is actually just verbal, anyway, but yeah.
Gotcha. So one you got a hold of, and it's wisdom. So the one you're holding will get back down on its paws.
Okay, and then I'm going to. Yeah, okay, that's my action. So, I guess I'm just gonna move over slightly, like 5 feet, and just still, I guess, be grappling that creature. I don't even know. As I sort of like still have it by the scruff, and I kind of like force it to the ground, like it's my little dog pet. I'm just gonna kind of like move over a little bit next to the other one, and then I don't have a bonus action. I think your mic is messing up because I didn't hear you.
Oh, my bad. That was. It's going to bite at the badger at disadvantage, and then it's going to do 9 piercing damage to it, and I need a strength saving throw from the badger.
Oh wait, isn't that the one that's groveling?
Yeah, it just has to fall prone. It's
Yeah,
prone.
it spends its whole turn doing that and doesn't take any actions.
Okay, how does the badger make a strength saving throw?
Rolling
don't
a
think it.
d20, but it doesn't sound like it has to.
No, I think grovel's one of the ones where it's one of the OP ones because it makes them waste their turn.
Yeah, grovel. The target falls prone and then ends its turn. It doesn't get to do anything. That's the whole point of it. My bad. I should have shared it before.
I brought up the spell anyways. Doesn't mean I can actually read the whole thing while I'm looking over it. All right, the next wolf is going to do the same thing as it opens its mouth and starts to exhale ice over Ezekiel, the giant badger, and Kansas. Dexterity saving throws from you all, please.
Before you tell us pass or fail, I am potentially going to be using modification dice.
Dexterity?
Yep, dexterity saving throw. Although you don't have the proficiency in saves, so. And then roll the d20 for the giant badger.
Yeah, okay. I don't think that's going to help.
So I have a feeling again everybody's going to take 8 cold damage as Ezekiel freezes resistance, and then Kansas and the Badger are successful in taking half damage.
Half of 8 or just
You take 8. I already halved it. It's 16.
okay, that's what I thought. That's not good.
Yeah, so as the like cold air breathes over Ezekiel, you'll see his flesh get a little iced out, and you will notice that it's cracking like those chapped lips in the cold as he is bloodied. And then what is it? Constitution check,
Yep, to maintain bless. Yep.
and same thing here. I do have advantage, but potentially would modify it.
So if I shapeshift to something else, I get full hit points as that creature, right?
Indeed. And when you leave that creature's form, you come back to this form in the same hit points that you are at right now.
At least gives me a little more time.
That's how druids roll.
So I believe I'm good with that, right? A 14 does not need to be modified. Because isn't it like under 10 or something? I just need a 10.
It is indeed. What are you going for, Kansas?
Do I have time to cast Barkskin and shift to a different form, or is that like one action and one action by which point I'll be dead? I don't think this out very well, obviously.
I feel like part of what we figured out last week was Barkskin doesn't actually go over to your new form anyways.
Okay.
We'll all be dead in a minute anyway, so we'll just learn your new character.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel right now. All right, well, I'll shift over to wolf form because, that way I'll have a few hit points for a little while. So I guess my action is to shift into wolf.
Excellent.
Oh, and then the badger will try to attack. Forgot that again. It gets one bite and one claw. I didn't see that the first one had been rolled.
You have advantage too because the creature's prone.
So yeah, that claw will hit.
Go, badger, go.
That one is bloodied. What are you going for, Faint?
I'm gonna go for my psychic dagger against the one that's prone.
You have disadvantage against it because it's prone.
No shit.
Yep, range attacks, disadvantage against prone creatures. Once you have disadvantage, you can never sneak attack, and you currently are hidden, or at least think you're hidden, which gives you advantage.
What? So it becomes a straight roll,
But you
but it
can
can't
still
get sneak
never
attack.
sneak attack.
Yeah, got it. All right, well, I'll go
But
for the
you
other one then.
think you're hidden, so if you attack the other one, you can potentially attack that one at advantage and also sneak attack because it's not prone. But
All right,
that's for you to
unfortunate.
decide. Like a little bit
Yeah,
of
it makes sense.
damage on the one that's hurt,
Yeah,
or go for like a full-fledged attack where you think you've got it.
yeah. I'm gonna have to go for the one that I get advantage on then. No, my luck, I don't think I can risk a normal. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna go for the one that's I think is still at full health.
You have advantage. It does not know you're there.
So I guess it's a crit. Wow, that's good damage.
Nice, my dude.
What, 11, 34 damage? Yeah, that's probably going to take that creature to bloodied right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and roll its hit points in front of you all so you can see because 71 was the last one.
Fuck me. I think that's the most amount of damage I've ever done in a single attack, even on my level 8 fighter.
Yeah, that one's gonna be bloodied.
Oh,
That was
right.
fucking epic, dude. We needed that.
Jesus. Makes up for 2 weeks worth of bad rolls easily, that. I'm gonna hit it again. I'm not gonna hide. Although I'm probably gonna go down. I'm only on. I'm on 9 HP, but fuck it. I feel like it might be enough to turn the battle at this point, even though it's not sneak attack.
Can you run up to the other one?
Uh
If you can run up to the other one, you can psychic dagger it with advantage.
oh yeah, I can. Good call. Good
Can
call. I
you run
didn't
up
think of
to
that.
it without running past the one that you just hit?
I think so. Let me just double check. I'm just so
Because I
just
feel
remember.
like you've got over 30, right?
Yeah, I got 35, so I think I could diagonally sidestep one as long as I'm allowed to move like through where the center of that tree would be, I guess. So yeah, because that would be. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
I
do it.
feel
I think.
like you can get to the left of Ezekiel, something like that.
All right, I'll go to
So running
slash it
up
then.
with this one because it's prone, you've got advantage.
All right,
And you're not hidden because you've already thrown a dagger.
that's right.
So that will hit for another 6.
Yep, no sneak attack twice in one turn, so yep, 6 damage.
And then it's on to Ezekiel.
Guess I'll leave a trail of blood as I run over there, by the way.
Makes the snow pretty.
Better than yellow snow.
Okay, this is a tough one now. So can we distinguish the one that's like down prone right now? It's obviously bloodied, you said. Can we tell? Is it like extremely bloodied or just regular bloodied, or is there not really a way to tell?
Not visually. If you want to expend action economy, you can do further checks, but anything to tell beyond the visual is going to cost action economy.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna go for command again. And again, I will just yell out to them, "Grovel!"
So prone one, other.
And unfortunately, I do not have a bonus action that can couple with a spell. So
What about ceremony? We could get married on your bonus turn. You get the wolves married to each other on your bonus turn, maybe.
Can I use my inspiration to negative on a check like that?
You can indeed.
Okay, I don't know what its bonus is, but I do have 5 inspiration, so I would like to -5 the 12 if I can.
I hate you all.
In the name
I
of
can't
Laurel.
pronounce the thing.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
In the name of Laurel and these lands, I command you to grovel before her children. And like for my bonus action, I'm gonna like drop off my cloak and I'll be like bare out here in the cold, and you'll be like, "What the fuck?" Because obviously everything's freezing.
Was going to say that one was going to stand up, but it is not. It will maintain its grovel. And then the other will grovel as well.
I just spent all
Every
my
single
inspiration.
time trying to get their breath back, I've rolled 4.
All right, is that close enough, or do I need to like circle around and try to hit it
No,
somewhere?
you're on it right now. It's a 4x4. You've just got to hit any of those 12 spaces, and you have advantage. You have multiple reasons for advantage.
Well, that's not a very good
Roll a
advantage.
d4. You need a 4. It's not going to cut it.
Oh, Badger.
Although, knowing the AC, you could still make a 10 hit. You just have to burn 3 of your 4 inspiration. I mean, if you wanted to win a fight that you guys legitimately should have lost.
Yeah, I'd like to burn 3 of my inspiration because, otherwise we'll just be dead.
So 7 more. It can't actually fall more prone. So Badger attack.
I can't fall over. I'm already falling over.
Both of those will hit. Pretty sure that one is now severely bloodied. And it should go to Faint.
Okay. Guess doesn't matter what order I do it in. I'll go for the one to my right, the one that I hit the 34 on, and I'll throw a sonic dagger at him.
That would still be at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, shit, because he's
Still prone in range.
Alright, well, yeah. No, I can do this. I can melee attack the one that's close. No, I can do it without breaking if I go here. So I'll go here and I'll melee attack the one that hit for 34 last turn.
So you let
24
that one
for
14.
okay, and then I guess I'll just hit it again. Or even more, even though it was my bonus.
Oh, I had your blast onto that. Might be worth it.
It's still at advantage. It's still the 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's right. But it's only for 5 because I don't get a sneak attack twice in one turn.
Word.
Do you get your dex modification on your offhand attack? Or should that be for
Yep.
2 damage?
Nope,
That's
it
part
counts.
of that stability? Gotcha.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so that one's
It just
severely
consumes
bloodied
my bonus.
right now. Ezekiel?
Okay, so they're both severely bloodied.
Oh, and at the end of my turn, I drop my hood and say, "Tell me I'm ugly now."
The wolf vomits. Oh, son of a bitch. The wolf does not vomit. It's able to keep the puke in, and it swallows it.
Icky.
Sounds like me in that bar on Liverpool at the weekend.
All right, so they're about to be up next.
Do you have a third level 2 spell?
Okay, what I'm going to do is a little tricky here. I'm going to reach back and grab like that book relic that I've been carrying. I'm letting go of the wolf at this point in time. The wolf is let go. I no longer have his scruff in my hand. I'm gonna reach back and grab like that book relic that I carry with me, and again, I'm gonna just prick my finger on the little needle and drip a little blood in it, and then I will say, um, "Though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we fear no evil." And I'm gonna use my action to do channel divinity, and I'm going to do preserve life. So I am going to give myself 3 hit points, and I'm going to give Josh or Faint 12 hit points, up to 12 hit points. I can't heal Paris right now, right? Because she's in her other form.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
over half.
the wolf is not injured, the wolf part of me, but the me part of me is very injured.
Okay, so Josh, I'm taking 3 hit points. You can take up to 12, but it cannot bring you over half.
Right, got it. Cheers. So I can take 2 hit points then, I think. Thank you.
Yep.
It's the thought that counts. And then
Yes, yeah.
That skill gets much better at like level 5, level 10.
yeah, I don't have any way to know how damaged he is or anything either. So
Well, I was on 9, so you
Well,
still
I
helped
feel
me a
like
lot.
he was saying severely bloodied, and he was definitely just bloodied.
yeah,
I don't know what.
move it off a bit. But yeah, that's fine. And then I'm just gonna do. Wow, shit. Damn it. Yeah, if I okay, that's fine. I already did it. That's cool. And then I'm gonna do healing word on myself.
What would you have done if you had known?
I would have just attacked. It wasn't worth it to do
I'd
that.
rather see you guys actually kill these wolves at this point, but
I'm okay with saying you didn't heal me if you attack instead, mate.
Okay, yeah. If you're not severely bloodied, that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm on 9 out of 22, just so you know.
yeah, I just think it's the
Yeah.
first time Faint has ever lost hit points.
Oh no, second. Last time I also took 1 hit and went down to 3 HP, I think.
So you're saying I need to try harder?
I think you've been trying plenty hard enough. 2 attacks both times have dropped me to a single digit.
You guys choose all these things. These wolves were going to lead you on a friendly expedition.
And now they're dead, and we drink their blood for XP.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna spear this wolf then. The
Which is this wolf?
the one that's extremely bloody to the. Let's go with the one that Josh just attacked.
To the east of you?
Yeah, they're both extremely bloodied, right?
Indeed.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go for the one that's east of me. Okay, so I took back those hit points, gave myself the 9 hit points I should have had, and then here's the spear attack.
Son of a bitch. It's a crit. You automatically hit with the 20. Nothing else matters. Describe how you kill that winter wolf.
As I like reach up and touch my chest, I feel invigorated by the healing powers, and I just like um do like a Superman punch with my spear and just skewer the wolf like in its mouth, out at the top of its head.
Like the 300 jumping spear stab.
You know the one.
The one good thing that came out of Troy was that creation. That is not 300. That's definitely Achilles.
Did 300 come after it?
Yeah. I don't think it was far, but it was definitely after. Nothing good is going to come from this.
Your hourly alarm's going off in the background again, by the way.
It's going to step out of combat as it yells, "Get on!"
Oh yeah, I'm definitely out attacking.
Yeah, same, as long as it didn't disengage, obviously.
Disengaging takes a little bit more intelligence than I think these have.
When it steps out of combat, um, like, is it when it leaves your range, then you make an attack? So, like, is it at disadvantage if you cast a spell at it, or how does that work?
What do you mean the disadvantage?
Well, like, normally if I shot a spell at it, it would be at disadvantage because it's in melee. But it's like once it leaves my melee range, I have Warcaster, so then I can cast a spell that targets only it instead. So then is it considered still disadvantage, or it's so confusing?
I feel like the problem with how this works is we've allowed people to do touch spells from inside of using that. I'm pretty sure it is technically still touching you when you are getting this op attack.
It's so weird because it says you can make an opportunity attack when a hostile creature that you can see moves out of your reach. So it's no longer in your reach or moving out of your reach. And then Warcaster says you can use your action to cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action. So it's out of my reach, and then I cast the spell. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you are making the attack when it plans to move out of your reach, but before it's out of your reach. Otherwise,
Okay,
you
yeah,
would never be.
it says the attack occurs right before the creature leaves your reach. So it should still be technically in melee, right?
Yep, that's my understanding of it.
Okay. Oh, well, duh. Sacred Flame doesn't even roll the hit anyway. I'm just going to spear it. Just keep it simple.
So, I mean, I've just Googled it, and the what's his name? Jeremy, what's his name, has come forwards and said that basically, um, that in order to get disadvantage on it, the spell must require a ranged attack, and the enemy must trigger an opportunity attack within 5. So basically, there are 3 ways to avoid getting disadvantage, and one of them is to cast a spell with no attack roll, like Sacred Flame or Disintegrate. So basically, if you do cast Sacred Flame, it shouldn't be at disadvantage according to Jeremy
That's
Crawford, but
the whole
obviously it's up to
point of
Jared.
saving. That's the whole point of saving spells.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
what I was saying. I was gonna go for guiding bolt, and then I realized I don't want to take disadvantage. So that I just did melee attack, but it's actually just as good a damage. So
Are the creatures going to attack? Do you understand, Jamie, when I said it's leaving combat, you can op attack?
Right. I was like waiting for you to say it was my turn to do that. I
Nope.
didn't
I'm going
understand.
to say that a creature is leaving combat and you have to make an attack. I don't want to tell you guys what to do. Nope, you don't get to move up to it. I want you
let it
guys to
go.
think it's running away from me. I would like to kill it.
Well, yeah, but I'm still a wolf, so I was gonna jump on it.
Never mind. Please make
Fight
an
it with
attack.
you and your badger.
You can do it, Kansas. Kill the freaking wolf.
Oh yeah, nobody's quicker than Kansas. Kansas has taken that kill. Kansas, please describe how you are killing this winter wolf.
I was gonna jump on it on its back because it's a big wolf, but I'm more agile, so I can jump on its back and break the spine at the neck.
And it's just going to crumple to the ground as Kansas and her little badger are basically tearing it to shreds.
You will notice that during that fight, at some point in time, I'm sure by now you picked up there's some weird stuff going on. That I like dropped my big heavy like fur cape cloak thing or whatever, and was like fighting like bare armed in like just metal armor. So I will address the situation and just kind of say there is something I must reveal to you, my friends. I have not been completely honest with why I am here or this situation. What I have told you is true, but I have a certain connection to Laura and to the cold. I do not feel its pain in the same way as others.
Yeah, I was going to say the whole not feeling the cold and derobing in the middle of combat might have been a bit of an indicator for that. So, like, what?
Bit strange.
Evil?
Well, Laurel was not my god, nor did I worship her. And before I came to this place, I had some sort of falling out with my god for many reasons. The death of my family had me doubt my faith, but part of my fate, or perhaps why my brother came here, is I was blessed by Oral. When I was born, I, I am a child of Oral through birth, and she has touched me in a way that gives me strength, but has always left a yearning, a curiosity. And while I avoided this place as best I could, I knew that one day I would have to come here.
You're not from the Ten Towns, right? So how did that happen if you're not from here?
I am looking through my lore notes to try to tell you, but it's difficult to improv talk and also to read.
The particular blessing is that you were born on, what is it, like high winter? It's like a specific holiday in Faerun. So midwinter. Basically, it's like at the end of Hammer, like between the 30th of Hammer and the 1st of Alterak is midwinter. And it's just an extra day. And that's when you would have been born. Like
Oh, go ahead.
all of those extra little holidays, midwinter, green grass, midsummer, and high harvest tide, are all separate days that help fit the calendar together inside of a larger like rotation around that sun. And then shield meet is every, I want to say it's 4 years because we've got our leap year on 4 years, but I feel like it's 5 or 6 years. But shield meet is a specific extra day.
Yes, it's not a religious thing. There is a certain day of the year that if you are born on the day of the leap year, then you are blessed by Oral, the Frost Maiden. I was born on this midwinter holiday. And
Wait, midwinter is every year.
oh, that's what it says on my thing. I was born on the midwinter holiday.
Yeah, okay.
That's just what it says on the thing you sent me. Um, so I'm not sure if my brother was manipulated into fleeing to this place, or if he knew that I would follow and fulfill my destiny. I ended up here nonetheless. So, and the conversation, the speech that I had uh, with the man yesterday before we came here. I had heard of him, his dark hair, his strength in the cold, and the weapon he used, icy spear. It, his things seemed very familiar, and I knew that there was some sort of strange connection. But I needed to see, to test his purity and his motivation to see, was he truly the evil that we were tasked with destroying, or was he just misunderstood? And the truth is, more than ever, we are brothers. We are the same. And while I do not share his mission to eradicate the false prophets of Aura, I must respect her and understand that she has blessed me with this gift, and my curiosity will one day get to the bottom of it. But until then, I must look to her for strength.
So the whole plan we had of, sticking it to her by being here and getting this daylight back, you're not interested in that anymore then if you were one of her fans?
There is still much that I do not understand, and while she has given me strength and powers beyond my means, it does not mean that my mission is not the same. My priority, obviously, was to recover the relic and exact revenge upon my brother, but I suspect that there is more, a greater reason that I am here. Perhaps it is to bring light to these lands and to free these people from her grasp.
Well, maybe, but if she blessed you with the gifts, then why'd you want to defy her?
I have been blessed with many gifts, and yet my gods, the ones I have worshipped and given so much to, have betrayed me, my trust. There is no reason for me to doubt that this would be any different.
Well, sounds like you've got a reason to stay for now then, for sure. Maybe you won't be heading off as soon as you were planning.
Yes, perhaps I will stay a little longer. Maybe one day I will find audience with the all-powerful Aura, and she can reveal to me the truth, my purpose. But until then, I am tasked with protecting and being a part of something greater, a blizzard buddy. You are my family now. I have lost everything, but through you too, I have found purpose. I have found what was missing.
Well, that's very touching, but could I just ask why Kansas has started doing Himalayan throat singing in the background?
What?
The Discord music bot is playing Himalayan throat singing. I just thought that must be you in the background in this emotional scene
I don't have any
as your
music
wolf.
on.
Oh, it's the
You've already
Discord bot
said
playing
that you
music.
turned it down. Just have me seek so you can vaguely hear it. That would be awesome because you would get it. Seem better than the wind.
Yeah, it was
Also,
an adrenaline pump.
my bad, go ahead.
No, it's you.
After we killed these wolves, like, do they appear like normal, like meaty substance again, or are they like ethereal, like weird cold wolves?
I think once you kill them, you would see that they turn back a little bit. But I think you have at least maybe enough understanding to know that this is just kind of a different kind of wolf here. Um, these are just like a different kind of Arctic wolves.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and start carving up some meat, processing these bad boys to take back to the village. I
Yeah.
think that perhaps we can salvage some of this meat and we can feed the town. They look like they need some nourishment other than the fish.
Well, it sounds like well, it sounds like a good idea, but which way was he running? Because they said something about a giant master that was beating him.
They appear to have been coming from the south, but the truth is, we battled two wolves and nearly fell. If we are to face this giant and potentially more wolves, we will need time to recuperate our strength. We still have a few days before we need to be back in Good Mead. I think we should do what we can and then rest up for tonight at least.
Yeah, maybe you're right. And the people here said that the wolves were attacking and not a giant. So if we've killed the wolves, maybe the giant won't come itself.
I like your ambitious attitude, but I doubt it will be that simple.
They're all freaks anyway, so they'd be fine. Bit of ethnic cleansing or whatever you'd call it won't be so bad for all those inbreds. I feel like ethnic cleansing is definitely not the correct term I should have used.
So can I do a what is it, nature check or something? Or
Yeah, nature.
What was
uh,
that to see if I accidentally said something racist?
Kansas, I suppose you probably understand the inner workings of these beasts better than I. Would you care to do the honors? And I'll like offer her up. I don't know if you have any ability, but for some reason I feel like if you can shift into a wolf, you probably like understand butchering them a little better.
Yeah, I don't know that that necessarily follows. Because like I don't know how where your appendix is in your body either, you know? And I'm a human.
Well, I thought I would offer. Okay, so yeah, I'll just do nature check.
Okay, so now I have the music on. What the hell is this?
High lung.